and the chaplain of NWA, the one and only Mr. Raider Twuan. What's good with you, Twuan?
Hey, what's good? What's good? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good, brother. I'm
Good.
hanging in here.
Blessings to everybody, man.
Blessings. And thank you for pulling up, man. We got it. Raider Romeo wants to know at Dirty, do you think the Dolphins is a winnable game? Raider Romeo, yes, I do. I do think the Dolphins is a winnable game. I actually believe that if this team, I honestly believe this team could not take another loss this year if they continue to play the way they've been playing. For each other, with each other, you know what I mean, and not against each other. If they can continue to play like the way they've been playing for the last 2 weeks, man, I can see them not taking another L. You know what I mean? If they play strong, play hard, play tough, you know what I mean? I honestly believe they could not take another L. But I digress until I see the next 2 weeks. But if I'm telling you, if they come out and beat Miami and Kansas City to go 4-0 since firing Josh McDaniels, it's very likely that they could not take another L for the rest of the year. Sometimes it's just that power of motivation, that will, that want, that guy that's going to make you dig down deep and find what makes you succeed and drive. You could easily not lose another game. But that would be unrealistic. It would be unrealistic. But I tell you this, if they can get past the Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, everybody else after that, except for the Chiefs, should be a cakewalk. You can't treat them like that, but it should be a cakewalk. I mean, the Chargers suck, bro. The Chargers are garbage. I'm sorry. Who would have ever thought that they would be exactly where they are right now, aside from me, when I told you their biggest problem is they can't stay healthy and their coach is trash. Their coach is trash. I'm sorry. The Vikings, he said the Vikings ain't no cakewalk. Anything after the Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs, if you go 4-0, everything else should be a cakewalk. I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm saying it should be. This is your toughest part of your stretch for your season right here. You're coming to the tail end of the hardest stretch of your season right now. The first couple of games was supposed to be tune-up games. The middle was supposed to be that test. That third end of this, that was supposed to be like, hey, solidification. So for me, I'm not saying that the Vikings are a cakewalk. I'm saying if you go 4-0 after firing Josh McDaniels and the 4 teams you beat are the Giants, Jets, Dolphins, and fucking Kansas City Chiefs, well, 3 out of those 4 actually have close to winning records. 3 of them are supposed to be in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So if you beat those 3 teams, you literally do have a chance of making the playoffs. I mean, just saying, you win the next 2 games, you're 7-5. You back at 500, you even. You 5-5 now. You win 2 more games in a row, you move to 7-5. And you're seeing teams that are starting to fall now. So, you win the next 2 games. I believe you might be just 1 game behind Kansas City. depending on what Kansas City does this week. But if they lose this week and then lose to us, I think you end up being tied with Kansas City at that point, right? Because aren't they 7-5 right now?
No.
No. What are they? What are they? They had a bye week, right?
They're not 7-5. Definitely, they're probably, if anything, 7.
Not 7-5. Not 7-5. 7-3.
Yeah,
7-3 right now.
10 games.
Yeah, 7-3. I'm sorry, I didn't mean 7-2. 7-2. They had
7-2.
7-2. So if they lose their next 2 games, they'd be 7-4. You'd be 1 game behind them. You'd be 1 game behind them at 7-5. But you'd have that tiebreaker over them because you go into the bye week and then they got to play.
Then that second one's going to really matter.
That second game's really going to matter. Told you. If we lose the next game, if we lose the first game against Kansas City, okay, cool. Whatever. I just don't want to lose on Christmas Day. You know what I mean? So if I got to split, if you're telling me I got to split with Kansas City, I want the one on Christmas Day. I want that Christmas Day win. You know what I mean? I want to defend the house. But damn, do I want that Christmas Day win, bro. I can't stand losing on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, bro. It just ain't good. Just ain't good. I don't like it.
You know, to be honest with you, I think that Dolphins game is going to be tougher than the Chiefs game. I've been saying for a few years now that the Chiefs are a beatable team, and I think even more this year, they're even more of a beatable team. We just can't play around. You know what I'm saying? Even with this, even with the Jets game, I felt like we were close to playing around. You know what I'm saying? Where we should have put up 7, and we failed to do that. And I'll say this too in their defense, that the Jets defense ain't no joke. Like when you go back and look at the tape, like there was a whole lot of stuff that was covered up and stuff that, maybe a vet could be able to get done, but to expect a rookie to go out there against that defense, yeah, we gotta give props where props is due, and also give ourselves credit where maybe there was a little lapse in putting up points on the board. But yeah.
What up, Ron? Raiders Till Death was good. SoCal Sal was good with you. Hope all is well. All eyes on G. I see in the building. What's good? Circus, my guy, was good. Hope all is well. David Herrera, what's good with you, man? Hope all is good. Hope all is well. Milk says, Dirty, who was your player of the game? Robert Spillane. Robert Spillane was my player of the game, man. I told y'all at the beginning of the year I had high hopes for the kid. You know what I mean? I had high hopes for it. And kid's playing out of this world, man. Kid's playing out of this world, bro. Congratulations to him and his wife as well, man. I wish you guys a healthy, joyful, beautiful baby of any sex that the Lord so choose to give you. But I pray that it is born with good health, you know what I mean, good heart, you know what I mean, and good parents. Great parents, actually. So, if you attack fatherhood like you've been attacking playing football, you should have no problems, Robert. Right? But I wish you and your wife the best, man. Congratulations once again if you're listening. You know what I mean? I got 6 of my own, so joyous occasion. You know what I mean? Hey, all eyes. I mean, people kind of They kind of people were cheering for him in the beginning of the year. People were kind of doubting him at the beginning, like, oh, it's Robert Spillane. Like I told you, man, sometimes a change of scenery can change the whole way you feel and go about living your life, man, and doing your job, man. Sometimes you just need that breath of fresh air, that change of scenery, bro. And I think that's what Vegas gave him, man. I think he feels loved here, bro. Kind of how Josh Jacobs is right now. The brother feels loved now. You know what I mean? When you got players like that, man, sometimes you got to have players that you just got to love on, bro. You know what I mean? You just got to show them that you love them, that you need them, that you appreciate them, that you want them here. You know what I mean? And then they give you in return what they can. You know what I mean? Which is 116 yards. Another interception, a game-winning interception. You know what I mean? Big stops for loss. I think he had 2 or 3 TFLs yesterday. Yeah. You know what I mean? Some big tackles for loss. You know, so
I don't blame anybody that had, coming into the season, having a question mark next to Robert Spillane's name. You know what I'm saying? Because he still at that time was not even, a household name. But I was in that boat. I had him, kind of had a question mark on him because I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, what he was going to bring to the table. But I was also at the same time saying that we need more than just Robert Spillane at the linebacking group. And obviously we can see now that, of course, now we're getting some of our bodies back, but there was a time where it was just Robert Spillane and, anybody that's willing to hit off the street. And, that ain't good. You know what I'm saying? We need to upgrade and be better at that spot. And, hopefully, for next year, hopefully we can get another guy of a Robert Spillane caliber to tag team, or maybe Bernie or Bernay, however you want to call his last name, maybe he'll walk into that, you know what I'm saying, in his second year. But yeah, Robert Spillane, he plays well. I don't want to say who I'm calling as my player. Stay tuned for Who Ate the Brown Crackers.
Beautiful shameless plug. I love it. Shameless plug. No, Robert Spillane. You heard me talk about Spillane in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I told you what he was. You know what I mean? He's a safety converted to linebacker. You expect him to be able to step up and make a tackle, but you expect him to be able to at least step into a lane, break up a pass, if not intercept it. Right? I told you there's a certain way that they wanted their linebackers to play this year. If you look at it, our linebackers are playing completely different than other teams. It's almost like all of our linebackers can either play the run or play the pass. Some can do both. But you got your packages for your passing situations. You got your packages for your run situations. I mean, in all honesty, a lot of our good linebacking play is coming from good pressure up front. That defensive line, I told you, if they could get a hole, if they could get a gel and, figure it out, it'll work. They're fast. They're big and they're fast. You know what I mean? They're not fat. They're just big and they're fast. And I think if you get that moving, I mean, because the Jets couldn't move the ball on the ground for shit yesterday, bro. I'm sorry. their run, what did they have? 6 yards in the first half? They had 6 rushing yards in the first half.
Yeah, I think some of that was also, and this is just my observation, I think some of it was their downfall, and they did it to themselves. I think some of the I think their play calling could have been a little bit better. And it worked for us. You know what I'm saying? They really, their play calling kind of helped us too. And that's why, I was, and I'll say this, watching that game, I was kind of scared. And the reason why was because the Zach Wilson that we saw actually looked better than what he's been putting on tape. So when he started looking like actually like a quarterback, I was like, oh, this might be, especially because we weren't putting up, we weren't scoring. Yeah. We weren't putting up 7. You know what I'm saying? We kept playing around and kicking field goals. And I was like, man, the way that Zach Wilson is throwing this ball, not saying that he was out there, threatening us or anything, but what I saw on tape prior to what I saw Sunday night, he looked way better, you know what I'm saying, Sunday night than what he's put on tape. So I was kind of worried again, because we weren't putting up 7.
It wasn't looking great, but I told you, you can move the ball up and down the field all the fuck you want to, but if you can't get in the end zone, I don't care. You know what I mean? And that's just how it's like. They got into the red zone, they shot themselves in the foot, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, over and over again. I mean, a lot of it was due to good defensive play. I mean, you can't stop the defensive line, so you got to hold them. Unfortunately, that's a penalty.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you know what? I gotta give it to the refs a little bit, man. They was actually calling that shit last night. They was actually calling it last night. I think somebody got in their ear and said, hey, you know what? It's a Monday night game. You guys have been screwing up primetime games for the Raiders, and people, don't fucking screw up tonight. You will not referee another game if you will not get another primetime game if you screw up tonight. You will not. And they're like, hey, man, we got to get this primetime money, bro. Like, y'all see something, say something. Tonight is see something, say something, all right? Tonight is see something, say something.
Yeah, and and that was and shout out to this defense, because I've been saying that we got to capitalize on turnovers and stuff like that, and the way that Zach Wilson was throwing the ball, the Spillane pick, that was the opportunity for us to pick one off. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like, you need to capitalize on this. You know what I'm saying? And we did. So it shout out to the defense for capitalizing on that inaccurate throw.
Yeah, most definitely. Good defense by Robert Spillane. You know what I mean? Good defense by Devon Diablo on that as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Forcing that interception. Man, it's just, for me, great football yesterday, man.
Excuse me.
It was a tough, hard-nosed, well-fought football game. A 16-12 score, bro, that tells me that game was a battle, bro. That's what it tells me. The score tells me that game was a fucking battle, bro. Yeah, prayers for my boy Amik, man. I saw him go down, man. I was like, no, a knee to the helmet. My boy was out. He was. But, I'm praying for Amik. I know it's probably just a concussion. He's going to go to concussion protocol this week, so he may not be on the field. But back in time for Kansas City, you know what I mean? And that sucks because, bro, I really wanted him in next week's game to be up against Tyreek Hill. So hopefully he's like, it's kind of tough because he was out. You know what I mean? But just because he got knocked out doesn't mean he got a concussion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because you get knocked out, because he took it square on the temple, that doesn't necessarily mean a concussion. You know what I mean? It's just like if you get punched and you get dropped, you don't get a concussion, you just got knocked the fuck out. And so hopefully that's what it was. Hopefully that's all it was. You know what I mean? He took that side, you know, that hit to the blow. You know what I mean? It was like, shit, he's out, right? But he'll be back. Hopefully he'll be back for next week, man.
Yeah, those situations are very fluid. You know what I'm saying? It's case by case situations with every player. You know what I'm saying? I think I have to verify this, but you know, I think Jacob Johnson is still under concussion protocol, and it's been what 2 weeks now. So you know it fluctuates. It could be a long process, or I've seen people, you know, go through the protocol and be ready the next game. You know what I'm saying? So just pray for that situation, and also just pray for our cornerback room, because right now I think that's the room right now that's been kind of, you know, getting hit a little bit with the nipped with the injury bug, you know. So
I like what up, Gabe? What's good with you, man? Hope you're doing well, brother. What I'm hoping, what I like, because I see the question up here, boom, 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 right there, Raider Fontaine. He says, what y'all think about Kuntz on the other end of Max? I like the rotation, man. I like the rotation of Wilson and Kuntz, bro. Because if you really look at it, it's a rotational thing. I like it. I like it. You know what I mean? I like it a lot. It works. I like everything about our defense, man. You know what I mean? I like everything about our defense right now. I ain't even gonna lie. There's not anything that I don't like about the defense. I know they're not gonna succeed every play. But for the last 2 games, you haven't given up a single touchdown. Teams can't beat you if they can't put up touchdowns. We know that. Because we couldn't put up touchdowns and we fucking lost games. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you can let teams kick 10, 12, you know what I mean, points at cool, great, wonderful. You can kick 5, 6, 7 field goals. What's that going to get you? What's that going to get you? That's 3 points every time. When we go out there, we score 2 or 3 touchdowns, kick 4 or 5 field goals ourselves. Hey, shit, we'll win the game.
Yeah, but we definitely gotta put up that 7. You know what, I like the rotation. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I agree with you. I do like the rotation of Kuntz and you know, Tyree. I think it really comes down to what, and this is just my thought. This is probably what we were going to be seeing, you know, with Chandler Jones. You know what I'm saying? With Chandler Jones and Tyree and the rotation and, you know, moving them like that. And you know, Kuntz is getting active. You know, he's getting in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? Tyree now is starting to, you know, you starting to see, you know, he's got the case of Arden Key right now. He's almost, you know what I'm saying, almost getting there. You know what I'm saying? So, and I got to take it. You know what I'm saying? I got to take that as a positive. So, you know, whatever is working with that, keep doing it, keep improving, and eventually they'll get home. You know what I'm saying?
Thrash says Bennett might keep up with Hill easier than. Well, see, here's the thing. It's not always about that 40 time. It's about the fact that Hill is a speedy vet.
Mm-hmm.
And Bennett is a rookie. And Hill will take advantage of that all day long because he doesn't understand. Hill runs double moves a lot, and he's going to fall for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. I mean, the only way you're gonna be able to stop Hill is if you play him like we play Devontae, like teams play Devontae. Cheat somebody over the top of him. You know what I mean? Double team him. You know what I mean? I think that's the only way you really stop a Tyreek Hill, bro. If you don't have a solidified lockdown corner that can do it.
And I think and I think a lot of people fail to forget that. Like they always talk about Tyreek and his speed and all that stuff, which is valid, but you got to understand that he's a veteran. You know what I'm saying? He knows the tricks of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows, oh, this rookie ain't gonna know this. You know what I'm saying? Know this about this, so I'm gonna hit him with it. You know what I'm saying? When we really need it, I'm gonna hit him with it. That's the same thing that DA does. That was the whole thing that DA was doing. You know what I'm saying? You remember when we were playing the Broncos and he was like, he ain't ready. Well, guess what? Tyreek's gonna be doing the same thing with any rookie. Not saying that it's gonna be our rookie, but it could be our rookie. But you know, a veteran is always gonna know the little tricks and stuff like that, and pull those out on a rookie because he knows he's gonna get away with it. So it's not just the physical ability, but also the mental.
Do I take a chance on Jack Jones?
Jack Jones to bring him in?
Yeah.
He's another small corner. I like Jack Jones. If people trying to get an exciting thing out of me, I've been liking Jack Jones since the draft. I called him out at the combine and said he's gonna be that guy. And he was doing well over there with the Patriots, but he's another small corner. So I don't know if that matters, if it doesn't matter. If we got a, you know what I'm saying? Like I know we got a Meek and we got a couple of other small corners, but do they want it to be the lollipop guild out there? That's up to the coaching staff. You know what I'm saying?
So
I would think they want some size.
This is the New England Patriots 2022 draft class. Cole Strange, starter. Tyquan Thornton, 3 catches all season. Marcus Jones, injured. Jack Jones, cut. Pierre Strong, traded. Bailey Zapp, cut, then re-signed as backup. Kevin Harris, practice squad. Sam Roberts, backup. Chasen Hines, cut. Andrew Stuber, practice squad. You really want the Patriots way here? Because that shit looks god awful. That looks like some shit we've been through. Circus says Bennett is fast, but he loses man easily, and I've seen him quit when he's not around his assignment. I've seen it too. But you know,
I hate that about him too.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, that's something he's gonna have to learn to get out of. You know what I mean, as a rookie. But the thing about it is,
that's not
I can't really blame. Look, let me finish.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't really be too mad at him because he's watching the cornerback on the opposite side of him do the same damn thing. And Marcus Peters. So, you know, I thought Marcus would have came in and brought a little. I wasn't expecting him to be the greatest, but to at least teach these kids the right and the wrong. You know what I mean? The right ways of going about. You know what I mean? And setting a bad example, brother. He quits on tackles. He does not want to tackle. Just grab some shoelaces, man. Something. Do something.
I think he's hiding something. I really do.
He's hiding retirement. That's what he's hiding. If he takes a bad hit and he don't get up, that's it.
But you know, with Bennett, that's not physical ability. That's just want to. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta want to tackle. You gotta want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know who's in his ear, but you know, if he eventually wants to be that corner that we can put that teams or you know what I'm saying, even if he leaves our team or whatever and wants to be on that island, you got to tackle all those corners that just identify all those corners that we say, oh yeah, we're gonna put them on the island. All them corners tackle. So you got to do it. Simple as that.
Look, I don't need him to make the tackle. I just need him to get in the fucking way. Quit running from it. Quit putting yourself out of position on purpose to not make the tackle. Quit sticking your arm out, bro, before you get that shit broke. Like, come on, man. You from the town, bro. You from the town, bro. You need to start playing like it. You need to start playing like it, bro. For real. You from the town. You need to start playing like it. I ain't asking you to sell your soul, break your back. But damn if I can't get a better effort, man. Damn if I can't get better effort, bro. That's all I'm asking for. Give me better effort. Try.
Yeah.
Shit, jump on his back and go for a ride like an Escalade, bro. I don't give a shit. Need do something.
Yeah.
Get the penalty for tripping. But damn, don't just give up 40 yards.
He picks and chooses though, because I've seen that too. Like it's not all the time. Like there's times where I'm like, oh yeah, he made a good tackle there, or you know what I'm saying, but it's not consistent.
Black and grayed out. You know very well what I'm talking about. Black and grayed out. I don't need, you know what I mean? I understand. You know, he didn't play like that in Pop Warner. That's how he got to the league, right? But right now, bro, I just need more effort. That's all I'm asking for. Give me more effort. Shouts out to my guy, Black and Grayed Out. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he coached Marcus Peters. You know what I mean? So, all I said, Peters Dash are rocking a Meek jersey. Hey, look, a Meek plays with a lot of heart, bro. A Meek plays with a lot of heart. That's why I say pray for him because I need him back. I need him back this week, bro, to cover Hill. I need him on Tyreek Hill, bro. You know what I mean? They both small. You know what I mean? They right around the same height. They right around the same speed. Hill might just be a tad bit faster. But if this defensive line plays like it's been playing, all that speed ain't really going to mean shit. Unless your quarterback just plans on getting in the shotgun and just counting 1, 2, 3 and throwing it. And hopefully you run up underneath it. Because they keep playing like they playing. And Tua is a guy that likes to get out the pocket, man. But our linebackers, man, y'all need to start making these quarterbacks pay. Y'all give them way too long to make up their mind on if they want to slide or not. Y'all need to catch them before their legs start to go for it. Just, bah!
Hey,
knock that shit off.
Our corners are 8 yards back, but that ain't our linebackers. So our linebackers should be popping.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be just Spillane.
That's all I'm saying, man. Lucky he ain't the old school, because back in the old school, man, wasn't no rules to protect the quarterbacks. You slide if you want to, nigga. I'm still hitting you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. And I like he said let Trey Tucker cover. Nah, that ain't gonna happen, bro. That ain't gonna happen. You know, like Meek says, you know what I mean? He's a wide receiver playing defense. That's what he is. He's a wide receiver playing. I'm a small, undersized wide receiver playing defense. His words, not mine. You know what I mean? Marshawn Lynch, Josh Johnson also. Yeah, they all cousins.
Yep.
They all cousins. Black and Gray, that would have some legends. Yes. Only thing I wished about Josh Johnson was that he never ended up with John Gruden, bro. I think if he would have went anywhere else, he'd have been a whole lot more successful than when he ended up with John Gruden. I felt like that crushed him, bro. I felt like that crushed him, bro, because he played at a completely different level when he was in college, bro. Like he was, like I liked, but he got to Tampa Bay.
I think Josh Johnson just got the bad luck of landing spots just in general, because you talking about Gruden, but what the way that he got killed over there at the Niners wasn't pretty either. So
yeah, you know how late, you know what I mean? How late in his career, like how many teams has Josh Johnson been on now? I want to say at least 5, right?
I know 3 on top of my head for sure.
Tampa Bay,
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco. Didn't we sign him at some point in time?
Yeah, us.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was like 4 or 5 teams. I think it was let me pull it up. The Lions, the Redskins.
Yeah, he just had. I don't think any of those teams he had.
Right now.
He at Baltimore?
He's in Baltimore right now.
Okay, so he backing up Hold
on,
he's probably like the third quarterback then. Because don't they still have Huntley over there?
And he went to Tampa Bay in 2009, 2010, 2011, Tampa Bay. Cleveland 2012, Cincinnati 2013. Then he disappears. He comes back into the NFL in 2018 with Washington. Disappeared for 2 more years. He went to the San Diego Fleet Alliance of American Football in 2019. He went to Los Angeles Wildcats XFL in 2020. 2021, he came back. He came back in 2021. He played for 2 teams. He played for the Jets and the Ravens. Then in 2022, he played for San Francisco. And now in 2023, he's playing for Baltimore. So he's been in the NFL since 2009, but from 2013 to 2018, he didn't play. Then he went. So he missed 5 years. Then he played for Washington for a season. He played in 4 games. He started in 3 of them. Like I said, 2019 American Football Conference and 2020 XFL. So, I mean, wow. I mean, he's been like a journeyman.
Pretty much.
I mean, like if he'd went anywhere but Tampa Bay, I think it would have just been better for him.
Yeah.
You know what
I think that's 7 NFL teams. I think what you ran, but that's a lot.
Man. I saw them score a touchdown and it got called. I think they scored 2 touchdowns and they got called back. That's because you didn't get those touchdowns legally. You had to hold. You know what I mean? You had to do something illegal to get those touchdowns in order for you to be able to score. So that's why it has to come back. That's why it has to come back. Because if you got to cheat us to beat us, well, the referees last night was on that shit. They was paying attention to it. So I wanted them to put him in the game. In the last game, O'Connell looked scared as fuck. You wanted who in the game? Who did you want to come in the game, Raider Paul? I know you didn't want. I know you're not asking. I know you're not saying Jimmy G should have played yesterday.
Keep my mouth shut.
Ain't no way. What the gaffer say? How y'all think Jimmy G would do with this offense? Terrible. Terrible, man. There's a reason why AP said, I'm going with O'Connell.
And why did he say that? What was his response?
Gives us a better chance to win. I mean, if you don't see it, I mean, Jimmy G had his chance with this offense. It's the same offense. It's just a different person calling the plays. Jimmy G can't throw deep at all. And at least you have a quarterback that's backing up defenses like, man, they gotta play fair. They can't continuously stack the box because you got a guy who can throw.
You gotta put it in perspective too. Like
it don't matter if you put it in perspective or not. Twuan, some people just don't get it. They hard-headed. They being stubborn.
True.
They stuck them.
That's why. Well, I'm trying to filter some certain things, but there was a reason why Pierce went with, Aiden O'Connell. He was sitting there in practice looking at Jimmy G go against his defense. Remember, he was on that side of the ball. And then Aiden O'Connell would go out there and he's like, dang, Aiden O'Connell over here kind of lightweight gave us some work. Memory bank. If I get a chance, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody does that. If you go to your job, if I become the manager, this is what I'm going to do, right? Pierce did the same thing. If I become head coach, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. He's running the team the way he wants to. You know what I mean? So as long as it produces wins, I don't care. I don't care if Jimmy G don't take another snap ever again. I told y'all how I felt about Jimmy G in the first place, bro. I never wanted him here at all anyway. I felt like you got the same guy. The other guy is better.
Especially since we're doing all these like nice and dirty, you can add on to it, but all these nice movements on the line, you know what I'm saying? we handing it here, and then we turning this way, and the ball looks like it's supposed to be going to the right, but then it's going to the left. Like, Jimmy G ain't gonna be able to do all those movements, all those trick handoffs to get 1 yard or whatever. Like, no.
Said it's his decision, but if I was Coach AP, I would give Jimmy G another chance with this. Basically, hell no, man. I'm not giving Jimmy G shit, but walking papers, bro.
Now, I will say this.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that Jimmy G did all of that too, because I remember some of that shit he wasn't even healthy for. But I remember the team getting there. I remember Brock Purdy putting them on their back and going to where they went last year. That wasn't Jimmy G. That was Brock Purdy.
Yep.
I'm just saying, man. Y'all act like Jimmy G is some God saint or something. Man, that dude, bro. Father time catches up with everybody, especially when you're injury prone. The problem with him is he knows he's injury prone, and he gets scared after he gets hit one time. If the man could get out of his brain and actually literally play good football, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But every time I see Jimmy G get back there and get hit, I see his brain freeze the fuck up every single time somebody then runs. Y'all remember Any Given Sunday when he came back and he was like, oh, he's like, man, I ain't gonna hit your old ass. He's like, yeah, I know, just trying to get used to it. That's Jimmy G every goddamn game. And then old man knew he had to step down, so he went to Willie and was like, hey, man, it's your team. Well, that's what Jimmy G got to do at this point in time, man. You just got to sit your ass down and be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to teach you what I know up here on the books where I'm not scared. And I can teach you the game like that. You know what I mean? And then hopefully O'Connell can soak it up that way. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm done with Jimmy G, bro. I didn't want Jimmy G here in the first place because I told you off top he can't stay healthy. He won't be healthy. Why do you want a starting quarterback that will not start every game for you? That makes no sense at all. And you knew he wouldn't start every game. I should have took bets that he wouldn't start every game. And we hadn't even made it through we didn't even make it through 5 weeks. He had already missed 2. So what, you LeBron James in the NFL, you going to take every other game off? Get the fuck out of here, man. You must be crazy, man. You crazy if you think I'm going to subscribe to that, bro. I'm not. If you think I'm going to go ahead and rah-rah shish boom buy that, I'm not. Because that's not the type of player I need here. Don't need it, don't want it.
Right.
And have no problem talking bad about it. Because it's the truth. See, these players, they got a lot of people around them that want to blow smoke up their ass because they need something from them. So they never want to tell them when, it's over. I ain't got no problem telling you, man. Motherfucker, it's over. Time to move on, bro. Swear for goodness, bro, it's time to move on, man. I don't see you bouncing back. Because the problem is he knows one bad hit, bro, and that it's Twua. Twua. Man, hey, Raider Paul, you take them how they come, man. Is Jimmy G winning now? Are we winning now? Are we winning with what's out on the field? See, why complain? See, you complain when we lose. You complain when we win. What does it matter who's behind the center if we're fucking winning?
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Ladies and gentlemen, why is there no winning with Raider Nation? JT, what's up, brother? What's good with you, man? I sent you the link. You can check your IG. There's no winning with Raider Nation. How do we find time to say, oh, well, if this you saw with your own two eyes how it was going with the other quarterback?
Obviously, they didn't see that because they wouldn't be making the statements that they're making. I'm sorry. I've been trying to hold a lot of this in, but obviously some people are just completely blind to what they're seeing, what's right in front of their face. They can see the color. They can see the color black and say that it's green. Like it just doesn't make sense. It really does not. We were complaining about how the quarterback that we had under center could not throw the deep ball. I put out a video, and go ahead, another shameless plug. Go watch the video on talking about how the deep ball matters, because we were all complaining about how we got speedy wide receivers and a star wide receiver that really thrives on the deep pass, and we couldn't have a quarterback that could deliver the ball. Now that we have a quarterback that can deliver the ball, now we got an issue with him under center. It doesn't make sense. And I'm gonna use my buddy's word from 2-for-1 Nation podcast. The math ain't mathing. It's not.
JT, a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both, JT. Now, you say, Raider Paul, well, they're beating below 500 or 500 teams. Well, the fact of the matter is we were losing to 500 or lower teams. So that's why I say, like, bro, like, okay, was it the most beautiful win? No, it wasn't. But you're also talking about a team with a great defense, bro. And compared to what they've made other quarterbacks look like in the last 3-4 games, I'm just saying.
Facts.
I'll take the dub. The Jets were at 500, I believe, when we beat them. They were 4-4.
Didn't they show a graphic? And that's what, and that's, again, use your eyes. Didn't they show a graphic last night of all the elite quarterbacks and what the defenses did to the elite quarterbacks of this league? All the quarterbacks that when they're out there for free agency, or when it looks like they may be unhappy with their team, we're all rushing and saying, oh, we need to bring this person over. All those guys, the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens, and et cetera, the whole list of people. I wish I could pull that up to show you guys all the elite quarterbacks that defense last Sunday night, what they did to them. We were fortunate that a rookie quarterback was able to handle the game and be able to get us through what we got through. So don't get it.
You're not happy when we win. You're not happy when we lose. Like, what's gonna make you happy, man? If we win the Super Bowl, you're gonna say, well, man, you know, I feel like if Jimmy G was in the game, we probably would have won by 3 touchdowns instead of 2. Fuck does it matter, bro? You won. There's no game after that. It's over. Ring. Super Bowl. No, you're not gonna be happy though. But Jimmy G would have played. We could have put up a masculine amount of points. I don't think so. I'm gonna just take the dubs how they fucking come. I told y'all that's all that fucking matters to me. I don't care who's under center. Once DC left, I told you I didn't give a shit who was under center, long as it produced fucking wins. That's all that mattered to me. And I'm getting wins out of AO4. And y'all told me that I was too early as into calling for him, when I wasn't even really that high on the brother in the first place when we got him. But I damn sure saw what was going on, and I was like, it's gonna be soon. No, yeah, it's gonna be soon. And here it is. He just gives you the better chance to win, bro. Because he's not gonna just fold up and crumble. He's gonna try. He's gonna at least try. The guy you're asking for, he's not gonna try, bro. Well, what he's gonna do is try to survive to the next play, and hopefully he can make up for it. And look, here's the thing, Raider Ball. If we would have stayed on the trajectory that we were at, we wouldn't even be in the realms of playoffs at this point in time. But right now we're at 5-5, and it's really not a bad record when you look at the rest of the AFC. You know what I mean? So the fact of the matter is, we were losing to teams we shouldn't have been losing to, and you were upset. Now we're beating teams that we're probably supposed to be beating, and you're upset. That's all I'm saying is, well, damn, if they turn it around and do what you ask them to do, how do you get mad? Probably because they're not doing it your way? Which I told you was a fucked up way of going about doing it? Bro, I'm just saying, sometimes I feel like, sometimes you tune in because you want to hear it, but you don't want to believe it. You want to hear it, but you don't really want to believe it. If you say AOC is not the answer, okay, cool. That's your opinion, Raider Paul. That is truly your opinion. But all I know is he went out there and he managed to win 2 games in a row. First game he went out there and took advantage of a defense that, you know what I mean, they were able to take advantage of. They put up 30 points. This week they went up against a defense that has just been stingy over the last couple of weeks, man. They've been selfish with the points. You saw what they did to Patrick Mahomes. What was it, 107 yards, 108 yards they allowed him? Look, it's too early to start talking about drafting anybody, man. In all honesty, it's way too early. You still got how many games left in the season?
I'm not saying Aiden O'Connell is the answer either, but he'll do until we find him. But I definitely know it ain't Jimmy G. Jimmy G ain't the answer.
I'm not claiming no Super Bowls, man. I'm not claiming any Super Bowls. Anybody talking about Super Bowls, look, pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. Let's just get a solid football team first. You know what I mean? These next 2 games, You could go 2-2, or you can go 4-0. You can go 3-1. You can't get no worse than 2-2 because you already got 2 in the bank. You got 2 more games. Is you gonna be 4-0, 3-1, or 2-2? I would like to be 4-0, as I told you, but if I have to split with Kansas City and I have to take the L at home, it is what it is. I don't want to lose on Christmas Day. I don't want to lose on Christmas Day. I need that to be a gift to me. A win from the Raiders. This is what I want for Christmas. You know what I mean? It should be at the everybody. It should be at the top of every Raider Nation fan list, man. For Christmas, all I want for Christmas is a win against Kansas City. Queefs dancing around like a bunch of Kansas City. What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
Hey, I love the fact that, you know, they couldn't even talk about us winning last night, though.
Man,
I'm watching the game thinking, okay, I know the Raider highlight about to come up. Like nothing. They were reaching so far that they had to pull the freaking Montreal Alouettes, and they couldn't talk about Sunday Night Football.
yeah.
Like you can't script this stuff up, man. I swear. I'm like, really? You talked about all the other NFL teams, and then you switched to the Alouettes. Crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a guest backstage. Hopefully you got some headphones. If you got some headphones, it'd be great. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know how Monday night goes. Y'all know how Monday night goes, man. It's me, it's Twuan, and then there's this other guy. And this other guy, love my brother dearly. I truly do. But everything he stands for is up for review. Ladies and gentlemen, from LA to AZ, the one and only King of Controversy, Mr. J Tizzle. What's up, brother?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I did see that little alert about I might be echoing, so I couldn't find my headset.
Oh, you good?
But yeah. So where we at? I got in kind of late, you know. I see Paul talking about Jimmy, but I'm like.
Oh, so there's.
I just don't understand your stance on why you would play Jimmy. I mean, he's a backup. He's been a backup his whole career. He's a very serviceable backup. Can he come in and win games? Absolutely. Is he going to be a solidified starter in this league? No. He's going to be a glorified backup. This is his second year in a row losing his job to a rookie. I said it was going to happen at the beginning of the season. He's probably going to lose his job to a rookie. And sure enough, he did. You know, to be in an NFL offense, you got to throw the ball farther than me. If you can't throw the ball farther than me, then you really gonna you got to be perfect. You're gonna have to be perfect. You're gonna have to be pinpoint. You're gonna have to be accurate. You're gonna have to be solid with your footwork, and he's not any of those right now. So like out of 32 teams, 32 starting quarterbacks, he's the worst quarterback in the league. So why would I want that guy in the game? Why would I want him as my starter? Now, as a backup, I can see him as my backup. I ain't even mad at that. But my starter, hell no. I mean, y'all know what I was saying about at the beginning of the season. I don't need to repeat what I said before. You know, them 42 wins people were hanging their heads on. Those weren't his 42 wins. That was the team's 42 win. He contributed by just not making the mistake. You know, like honestly, I don't even think he's a better quarterback than Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston can win you games, but Jameis Winston can also lose you games. You saw the best of both worlds with him yesterday. You know what I'm saying? He threw 2 dives and then he threw him in the game, he threw him out the game. And Jimmy G, he really just is only going to throw you out the game. He can't even throw you in the game right now. So why would I want that guy, you know, when I know majority of the time, we're going to play from behind. We're going to need a guy who can put up points. This guy ain't putting up points. I understand what we've seen with our defense. I'm not sold on this defense. We have a couple players who are balling. We have guys who are stepping up. But truly, if we need to stop on a drive, I don't got no faith in my defense. To win against a playoff team, not win against bums. I'll give you that, Paul. We've been beating up on bums. We've been beating up on backup quarterbacks. You know, but you know, you only can play who's on the schedule, and if guy gets hurt, that's not our fault. Now, granted, when you get deeper into the schedule and you playing more solid teams, you will see the deficiencies that we have. You know, a lot of these stats are skewed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the stats that we have, interceptions are predominantly in like 2 or 3 games, you know, with the Packer game and with the multiple interceptions. So I understand that aspect of what you're saying.
I mean, I think we have an interception.
Say that again.
I believe we have an interception game since then.
Yeah, I mean, but we also been playing backup quarterback since then.
Man, see, and that's what I don't get.
It's not. It's reality though.
When I talk, that's what.
Let me email something. All
right, so and that's what I don't get, man. Right? We ask for turnovers. How do you continuously get turnovers? You have to create them. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean, that you may be playing a shit team. You're getting practice on creating turnovers for when you go to play a good team. The Jets were supposed to be a good team. It's not our fault that their quarterback went down after 1 snap, and that's how they, you know what I mean? That's not on us. That got nothing to do with us. They've had good games. Mm-hmm. We did not allow them a touchdown. Point blank. I mean, what the fuck more do you really want from a defense, bro? You can only go game by game. It doesn't matter what they do all the time. We're talking about a new head coach. These are the 2 teams that he were matched up against. Nobody had us winning last night's game anyway. Including you, JT. You didn't have to win last night's game.
I did. Once Wilson was the quarterback, I want that.
It could go either way. Because I said the same thing. It could go either way. It all depends on how we show up to play. But it's a very winnable game if we do this, this, and this. And the key thing that I said was take away the fucking run. And that's exactly what the fuck we did. Take away the run. We hadn't played run defense like that all season. And this is a good running team. I didn't see nobody pick us to win, bro. I'm sorry. I saw everybody take it.
Oh, for the TV analysts, I give you that. The TV analysts know because they just solidified on the Jets defense. You know, but the thing is, well, they didn't create turnovers. You know, we didn't have great quarterback play, but we have the better of the quarterback play, and that's why we won. Mm-hmm. But if not for 2 inches, not even 2 inches, if not even for like half an inch, He has a touchdown run. That changed the whole game right there.
Hey.
But I'm just saying there were things that, hey, sometimes you need that in the game, and that happens. It's a game of inches, right?
Inches.
But you can't hide the fact that we're benefiting from a lot of things that are happening right now. And honestly, sometimes you need that in the season. In great seasons, sometimes you do need luck. But right now, when I look at my defense, is it us creating the turnovers, or majority of them gimmies? Now we did create one. You know what I'm saying? And the fumble that Coombs created, I like seeing that. Those are things that you could build upon, but majority of the time it's Jets are not a shit team. They have the number 3 defense overall. Yeah, but that defense was, let's be real, like it kind of was like us with Jimmy G. That defense, we eventually wore the defense out because we was running the ball. We was consistent with it. That's what our identity. That's what we're developing. And they just got tired of run down. I don't care how good your defense is. If your offense is going to constantly keep putting you out there and you losing time of possession, I don't give a damn how good your defense is. You still playing against NFL caliber players.
You know what I observed, and this is something that I really enjoyed about this game out of all the games, was it was a fight all the way through. You know what I'm saying? And every from first quarter to the fourth quarter, it was a fight all the way through, and there wasn't any let up. You know what I'm saying? And we saw that. I would say week 1 through 8, we saw some let ups. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of have to be, again, here goes the optimistic cap. I got to be optimistic in regards to this team. If our defense is playing the way that they're playing, not saying that they're, I'm not saying they're the best defense in the world, but they're scrapping. And if our quarterback is playing a fairly clean game, I think that, that was also the tape of the Jets game. I think our quarterback just played a cleaner game. That it just goes to, we got to play with what's in front of us.
No, and I get it. That's a fair assessment. I'm not even mad about what we're seeing, because this is like something that we could build upon. Now, this is like, I can reinforce that optimism. Hell, I got optimism right now with what I'm seeing. But the thing is, there's still things that are lingering that I need to see improvement on. The thing is that we're mentioning it and we're talking about it. Like with the last guys, things that needed to get addressed, he wouldn't address. And how he would address it is anyone who would speak up, he would get him out of here. That's how he was addressing things. And that's just not the way you do things. That's not professional. Like I said, there's a bunch of other things behind the scenes, as I was telling y'all. And then, I was telling Dirty prior to him getting out of here what was going to happen. Like, I even called it. I knew that was his last game. But now there's a lot of we got to fix the stigma of what transpired with the Raiders, because there's a lot of guys who have optimism with wanting to play with the Raiders, especially with the new coach, but they don't want to put their career on the line coming here and just dying out. When most guys come here, their career dies. This is their last stop. That's the stigma the Raiders have right now.
It used to be.
It's not what it used to be. It's what it is. It hasn't changed. We can run it.
We're changing that right now.
Really? Because I believe we signed Marcus Peters, and I don't think no one else is going to want to sign him. I believe we signed. No, I'm just saying we can say what we want, but this is what is. Chandler Jones, Peters.
Dude's out of here.
Exactly. These guys should have never got signed to begin with, but they're able to sign with us, get money, and no one else is going to want them. But this is what I'm saying. This is the stigma that's out there. This is what agents are saying. This is what other high profile free agents after what they just saw. I don't know if I could put my career out there like that. This is why I was really upset. This is why, because I like I said, I be talking with Framp and all that.
I'm gonna say this, man. That's what's on the player's mind, bro. Fuck them. I don't need you here. I can build this team through the draft. I can build it with free agent players that want to be here. Because the guy who doesn't want to fucking be here is not gonna give me everything he's got anyway. So I want the guy that wants to fucking be here because he fucking wants to be here. Because he's gonna give me everything. He's gonna play his fucking heart out. I don't care about the other guy. I'm tired of them soft ass motherfuckers anyway, bro. They be the same ones that come in here and cry and get a fingernail and a hangnail and don't want to fucking play. Fuck them. Give me the motherfuckers that I don't even need the motherfucker at the tail end of his career. The guy who's looking for the second contract, give me him. He ain't at the end of his career. He in his second contract. Why I gotta keep getting all these old fucks anyway? Fuck them. Give me young, fresh talent.
Because for the longest we've been grasping to get the quick fix, and that's really what's been going on with our team. Is we've been grabbing guys trying to get a quick fix to ultimately try to fill out our roster as best as we can. But the other thing about it is, and yeah, I do kind of agree with that narrative that players might feel afraid of coming over here because this might be where their career might come to its exodus. But I think part of that, really, and the pitch that we need to start really putting out there is that the coach that was killing our players is no longer here anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that's and you can read in between the lines with what Josh Jacobs was saying in regards to where he thought his career was going to go versus, you know what I'm saying, where it's actually gone in the past 2 games. So I think it's on the uptick of actually improving, but the question mark still is still not etched in stone because, as much as some of us might like AP ain't the head coach. You know what I'm saying? He's filling in. So we'll see how it pans out. But I think that's something that can be turned around.
That's true, and players are speaking up more. A lot of players want more authority when it comes to who they're gonna be coached by, because I've been preaching it. A lot of players' careers die because of bad coaching. You know what I'm saying? You guys who had Hall of Fame careers didn't make a Hall of Fame because they had a coach who was just incompetent.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We've been getting a lot of them incompetent coaches. So now that we have a guy that people are liking, it don't mean nothing. You don't sign him. That means the culture ain't changed. So until the culture changes, I'm not going to change. Because I mean, you could say fuck him. I'm not saying fuck him to Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs wanted to come to be with the Raiders, but he wasn't coming to bullshit. There was a bunch of guys out there who wanted to come out here, who wanted to, huh?
I wouldn't have came and played for McDaniels neither.
But that's the thing. That's the stigma.
We passed that now.
I would love to say it, but we're not.
I'm not looking back at their regime anymore. Did they bring in some good players that are performing? Yes, they did. I thank them for it. And appreciate all you've done. Time to move on to the next chapter because you just couldn't run it right.
I agree, bro. That's why. What is the motto that we have? Dirty. Once a Raider, always a Raider, right?
And
not always.
Yeah, it is. We can't change that specifically for people we like. No, once you're Raider, you always a Raider. But the thing is that mantra is kind of like poison. Hey man,
Raider Nation won't know that.
They can say whatever they want, but that was Al saying. No one overrules him.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I got his jersey. He get love from me.
I didn't say I didn't.
I think also the detriment to our organization has been also the musical chairs of coaching, right? When you have the musical chairs of coaching, you're also not changing the coach, but you're changing schemes. So you're drafting guys and they fit a certain scheme, and then you're trying to move them into your scheme and trying to fit them into your scheme. And some players just can't adjust like that. Some players are strictly a cover, a cover three or whatever system that they came out of college, and that was their bread and butter, and they knew that was how they were going to make it in the league. And now they're in a 5-year contract or whatever contract they sign with this new coach that the scheme don't even fit them. So yeah. I think that's where a lot of players die too.
But I also say, I'm gonna be honest, like, my goal is to win the Super Bowl. Patrick Graham ain't good enough to win the Super Bowl. The offensive coordinator that we have,
we don't know.
I don't really know much about him. I mean, I've heard of him. I don't know much about him. I don't know his history or anything like that. I know his track record, but I just really don't know nothing about him. You know what I'm saying? It's just what I see on paper. But from what I'm seeing, I mean, it looks good, but I gotta. If I'm AP,
what's right now?
Say what?
I said all that really matters is what's taking place right now.
Yeah, but and the thing is I'm trying to solidify and get this job. Now, once I get the job, my next step is first I gotta revamp my coaching staff, because that's the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna look at your staff. Before you even look at the players, you're gonna look at your staff and evaluate your staff, evaluate your position coaches. You got to look at that first before you look at the players, and then from there is when you look at the players.
Everybody on that staff is bought into your program and is working with you, and it helped you achieve. You know what I mean? If you ain't got no actual real problems with them, I mean, you kind of rock with what you got. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna make some changes, most definitely. You're going to make some changes. But you know what? He might get along with Harder Green. You know what I mean? He might actually get along with both Harder Green. Graham, he brought him here. He was under Graham. You know what I mean? As one of the assistant coaches on the defense. Now he's the head coach. I don't see why he would get rid of Patrick Graham if Patrick Graham's defense is starting to look good. You know what I mean? Like, what? I mean, he knows what the defense is. You know what that allows him to, if he keeps Patrick Graham, he keeps Bo Hardegree. You know what that allows him to do? That allows him to focus on what is one of probably the most important things as a head coach, and that is running this team, you know what I mean, like the players want it ran. That gives him more time to be in tune with his players. You know what I mean? Still be game planning, but not have to have the egotistical, I have to do it all. I have to do everything. He trusts McDaniel. I mean, he trusts Graham, right? Because it's Graham's defense. He was just teaching it. And Hardegree's not doing a bad job with his offense.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
I mean, for his first opportunity as an offensive play caller, he's not doing bad.
I like it.
And as I said, I didn't expect a lot from the offense yesterday. I just expected a win because I knew they were going up against one of the top defenses in the NFL. And the key to beating them is doing this. It's really going to be on the defensive side of the ball was the key to beating them, which was shutting down that run. If the Jets get that running game going, then they got dimensional. But when you have to force Zach, when I told you, if you force Zach Wilson to beat you, bro, he can't. He won't. You can throw the ball up and down the field all damn day, bro. You could throw it for 500 yards. But if no touchdowns come up, No touchdowns come up, then hey.
And also like I agree with you, Dirty, in the fact of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, and I'm not saying that our defense is like I keep saying it. I can't stop saying it. I'm not saying that our defense is the final product and that's it. There's definitely room for improvement, but that's our best side of the ball right now. So why mess with it? And I think, and this is just my thoughts on Patrick Graham. I think keeping Patrick Graham around, whoever is our head coach is the best move, because that means whoever is on the roster defensively, they know what's expected. They know what needs to be done. There's a lot of things that a defense can be improved on just going into their second and third year in that same system. And if we can just have just even that consistency of, maybe our offense, we might have a new offense, but our defense has been together for 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that will help us even more. So I don't want to move. I don't want to move on with Graham. I can't put my money completely down and say, yeah, Patrick Graham's defense is going to take us to the Super Bowl, but I think that's the best thing we got right now. Until this offense finally grows into what it really can be. But
if
the best thing smoking is our defense.
If you can just get this team to the playoffs, if you just get them to the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you lose, maybe you win the first game. You good. You found your headphones?
Yeah, I plugged them in. I was charging my phone.
Yeah, you good. Once you put your headphones in, you good.
Yeah.
What I was saying is, if you could just get this team to the playoffs, I wouldn't even be mad if you lost the first game, right? Because, I mean, in all honesty, did we look like we was heading anywhere towards the playoffs? You know what I mean? So this is being hypothetical, right? If you get to the playoffs with this staff, you don't have any beef with this staff. I mean, you might make a few changes. You know what I mean? You might make a couple of decisions like, well, I want to bring this guy in. I want to bring this guy in. You know what I mean? You're not gonna fire everybody. You know what I mean? You're not gonna fire everybody. There's some people you're gonna keep. You know what I mean? But at that point in time, you know what? You can really start focusing on what you really need to build an actual real solidified, team. Like, the pieces that you need, and the pieces that you want. You definitely need to put some pieces in the trenches. You know what I mean? You for sure know you need to build your trenches at all costs. I'm pretty sure Champ Kelly, Kelly, he knows it too. You know what I mean? Champ Kelly, he gets it too, bro. He needs to build those, bro. If this offensive line was better,
yeah.
If this was a better offensive line, if it was built better, even if it was the offensive line from last year, it would have been better than what we saw last night, which wasn't terrible. But we understand why it wasn't as good as it could have been, because Colton Miller was out.
Mm-hmm.
And
shout out. Let me say this without, shout out to Illuminor. I want to give Illuminor his props. As much as I be getting on him, you know what I'm saying, for reasons that we all know. But shout out to Illuminor for stepping up.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting any more wins from McDaniels this year either. I just was trying to keep it to myself, but I just felt like he wasn't going to win another game. It just wasn't going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like all the wins, we were looking at all our wins because they looked like they was trying to get anywhere in the top 5, draft picks. They was trying to be in the top 5, man. That's not how you play it, man. That's just not how you play it, bro. I don't need a GM and a head coach that is okay with watching guys go out there and fight. And I definitely hated the way they was treating Josh Jacobs, bro. You know what I mean? They was shining that dude, bro. See what happens when you show him some love, some tenderness. You know what I mean? But we are getting ready to head up out of here, man. It has been an hour and 45 minutes almost. I greatly appreciate my guests pulling up. I told you guys I'm not in for long shows anymore. Actually, an hour past. I was supposed to be here for 45 minutes. But I appreciate everybody as always, man. It is a blessing to have you guys tune in and give your opinions, voice your voice and conversate with us, man. Greatly appreciate you. JC, man, before we leave up out of here, man, tell the people what you got going on.
Got going on, getting art done. I appreciate Terrence for helping me out with a couple things. We was talking in the back, getting some artwork up. A video will be uploaded tomorrow. Video will be uploaded tomorrow. But yeah, just keep on the lookout. Things will be up. I don't have the full muzzle on, so I'll be letting people know a little bit more about the ins and outs of what's going on. That what I knew that I couldn't talk about. But like I said, there's still a little bit more that needs to be said. But a lot of stuff is going to have to get addressed in the off season. There is, I can't say optimism now. Before, with the last guy as the head coach, optimism was not allowed. I wasn't just allowing it because there wasn't any with what he was going to do and what he was doing. What was happening behind closed doors that everyone's starting to see now, on why I was talking so much shit about this man and how he was treating people that I knew, how he wasn't letting people go to their specific trainers. There's gonna be a lot more shit that comes out about Josh McDaniels. Like, man, it is what it is, but we'll see what we have going on the horizon. I think these next 3 games will really be a good grading scale of what we are as a team. I mean, I think these last 2 games were really just great PR games for us to, get our feet wet, before the media start liking us again. But, now we're going to be tested for real to see what we are. When we get punched back, we're going to see what's going to happen.
Belichick got 6 rings.
Tom Brady got 6 rings.
Brady and Belichick.
True. I'm still questioning Belichick now, man.
Yeah, you can. With great reason.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but he did draft him. He did draft him at the end of the day.
I was a firm believer that it was all Tom when Tom won the Super Bowl the year he left. Like,
well, you know what? I can't say that. Bill has won. Bill has won with one deep. The defense won them 1 championship. I'll give him the defense did win 1. He has at least 1.
Tom Brady said, "Y'all don't need me. Fine. Watch what I fucking do. Watch what I do. Super Bowl first year, I'll leave you bitches. Fuck y'all. And y'all been shit ever since I left. You ain't been a goddamn thing since I left. So yeah."
Hey, was he at the stadium when we played New England? He was at the stadium, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Saying. Anyways, Twuan, what you got going, man?
I try to stay active doing lives weekly. Stay tuned. I will be dropping a video on who ate the brown crackers for this past game with the Jets. Also on Thursday at 2:30 p.m., 2 for One Nation podcast with me and Eric from the SC Experience. We will be doing that on Thursday. And then just stay tuned for everything else that I will be dropping. I drop a lot of things at random, but definitely for sure on Thursday. I'll have that scheduled. And then Who Ate the Brown Crackers, look out for that tomorrow, coming your way. Raider Twuan, subscribe. I'm actually close to 250. So if you have not, please take a moment to subscribe over at Raider Twuan. Also, if you need prayer for you or your family members, I am the chaplain of the NWA, but I consider myself a chaplain of the nation. So if you need prayer for you or your family members, hit me up on IG at Twuan, TWUAN, TWUAN. Your business is between me, you, and the Lord. I don't put your business out there in the streets, so you don't have to worry about that. Just hit me up on IG and let me know what it is that I need to be in prayer for in your life.
For sure. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, man, I tell you, it's wonderful, wonderful time to hang out with you guys, shoot the breeze, talk some shit, talk about our team. You know what I mean? It's always a pleasure. I know 50 billion things in the world you could be doing. The fact that you allowed us to grace your screen for any amount of time is greatly appreciated, more than I could verbally express. If you're new to the channel and you like what you saw, hey, man, by all means, subscribe for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Leave me a thumbs up. That'd be nice, too. But you don't have to. But if you feel the need to and you want to, I'd appreciate it. If you didn't like my show, by all means, I take thumbs down. Just let me know why you didn't like my show, and maybe I can fix that. All right? I don't know if you don't say. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, 50 billion things on the face of the planet. The fact that you allow me to grace your screen for any amount of time is greatly appreciated, more than I could verbally express. I know there's so many other things you could be doing, but I thank you. And as always, no matter how much it rains, you can never stop the sun from shining. Raider Nation, YouTube, fuck who hates you, who fucking loves you. Go get your sunshine, man.